I'm Rebecca Whitkin, and today I'm doing my presentation on fast fashion. I want to start with a quote from Leva Firth, who is the co-founder of EcoAge, which is a leading sustainability company that specializes in sustainability. She said, "Fast fashion is like fast food. After the sugar rush, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth." I want you guys to keep this quote in mind as I go through today's presentation. Now I want to play a little game called Fast Fashion or Not. I'm going to have two pictures on the board of two items of clothing and just shout out which you think comes from a fast fashion company and which you think comes from a sustainable company. Which do you guys think? Just shout it out. This one? So this one actually comes from a sustainable company, and the one on the right comes from Zara, which is a fast fashion company. And this pair is from Levi's, which I'll get into later in the presentation. Now we have one more. This one's kind of obvious. Which one's fast fashion?
The right.
Yes. So the right is Shein, and on the left is Pact. And Pact is a very sustainable company, as this tank top is made from 93% cotton, and everything is made in the U.S. So if you were buying them, you'd want to buy the Pact tank top. It's okay.
I want to click it 10 times and kind of skip all the stuff. No worries.
No worries.
Yeah. Professor Green, I'm so sorry. This is just not
That's okay.
We could just do it like in that way.
Yeah, that's fine. And I'll just pretend that that's what we see is just that.
So today during this presentation, I'm going to be talking about what fast fashion is, how fast fashion is impacting the environment, and why it's better to shop at local businesses and at companies that are trying to be sustainable. I'm credible to talk about this because I have bought from fast fashion companies, but I also have worked at a boutique for 4 years, so I know the benefits of shopping locally. Before I begin, you might be wondering, what is fast fashion? According to ScholarWorks, fast fashion is the ability to produce larger quantities of clothing at a lower cost. So raise your hand if you've heard of any of these companies or shopped at any of these companies. Pretty much the whole class, which is what I expected. So all of these companies, although many of them have great clothes because they're trendy, they're affordable, they are doing more harm than good. So fast fashion is hurting the environment in more ways than pretty much everyone knows. In this day and age, everyone's focusing on the next best thing. They want to stay current on trends. They want to make sure that whatever they're buying, that they look cool. They don't want to be behind. And because of that, people are throwing away their clothes so quickly. Therefore, they're ending up in landfills like this. People don't even think about donating their clothes anymore or pretty much anything like that, which is why the environment is having such an impact. And all of these companies are trying to keep up with that. Therefore, the factories are having to produce more and more clothes, which is causing an excessive of water and everything. Because of that, it's making factories so much harder for them to produce clothing. According to the Global Fashion Index, the fast fashion industry accounts for $1 trillion in the global economy and provides 3 million jobs worldwide. 3 million jobs is a lot of jobs, but all of these companies are doing everything overseas. Therefore, they're paying people less money, and everything's just not as great overseas as if it was to be made in the US, so there's many downsides. And if you look on the picture on the right, you can see all of the carbon emissions, and carbon emissions are at an all-time high. There's been a 50% increase in the past 5 years due to the fast fashion industry because it's on a crazy high right now. What's even crazier is that according to the International Society of Market and Development, the 3-month production cycle, which often includes the time it takes to design, manufacture, and distribute the clothing, has decreased to 4 to 6 weeks. Let me say that again. It went from 3 months to 4 to 6 weeks. That's pretty much cutting out an entire month, which is why now these companies are having to try to go at rapid speed to try to keep up with the demands of clothing. So pretty much all companies are hurting the environment, whether they know it or not, but there are many benefits to shopping at local towns and shopping in person. If you look on the board, the picture of Water Lily, and then those two stores there are all from Spring Lake, New Jersey. It's a cute, tiny town. The other one is from Manasquan, New Jersey, and these are all very small businesses. They care about the consumer. They want you to be happy with your experience. They want you to enjoy the clothes you're getting, and they care. Shopping at these businesses keeps all of these towns afloat. It keeps tourists coming so that these towns are able to stay going, because these small companies aren't like big corporations like Amazon where they're getting so many orders. They really care about every single customer. And according to Packing World, a new study on the environmental impact on shopping online versus brick and mortar found that shopping in person can be up to 60% more environmentally friendly. So really, if you're like me and have a shopping addiction, shopping in person is helping the environment. So you're able to like justify that just a little bit. So not only do you want to shop at small businesses, it's better to shop at companies that are trying to make a difference. Before I continue, Lululemon, Patagonia, H&M, and Levi's are 4 companies that have been trying to make an impact. They are not perfect in the slightest. They all still have a long ways to go, but they are trying to make strides. Today, for the sake of time, I'm just going to be focusing on Levi's. Raise your hand if you've owned a pair of Levi's, heard of them, shopped there. Pretty much all of you. So Levi's are very affordable and trendy, and they really are trying to help the environment. Levi's as a company joined Fashion for Good, which is trying to bring the fast fashion industry one step closer to circularity. Therefore, every company that joins is trying to make a difference, and that was a very big step for Levi's. In 2020, 85% of all of their cotton products were made organically, therefore everything you're buying is better for you. And my favorite thing about them is that they started this new program called Levi's Secondhand. So what that is you can bring your old pair of jeans or any item of clothing from them, bring it back to the store, and then you can get a gift card. And therefore the clothes aren't ending up in a landfill because they'll recycle them, make it into new products while you're still getting a gift card. So instead of you just going to immediately throw it out, it's better to bring it into the store so you can get some money back. And so obviously all of these stores are big stores and they all have online websites. It's so easy to order, but it's so much better to shop in person because shopping online leads to 5 times more returned products. If you just take the extra 5 minutes, try things on, it's gonna eliminate that entire step, because when you have to send things back, there's so much bubble wrap, tissue paper, just the packaging itself, and all of that's affecting the environment, whether you know it or not. And according to Taylor & Journal, fast fashion firms do not design clothing for longevity to save costs. These firms work with a price and profit margin and introduce new designs to attract customers. All of these big companies, all they want to do is make money at the end of the day, which is understandable. So where you shop should be at places that are trying to make a difference. It's just so important to make sure that when you're shopping, you're thinking about everything else going on besides the actual item of clothing that you want. So everyone pretty much wants to stay trendy because who wants to be behind trends? And shopping at small businesses and at sustainable companies can be super expensive. So an alternative to that is renting. There's companies like Nuuly and Rent the Runway where you're able to rent pieces of clothing. Have any of you heard of Nuuly? Raise your hand if you have. Not a lot of you. So Nuuly's this online website where you can pick 5 items of clothing each month and then they ship it to you in a reusable bag. You wear the clothes all month, and at the end of the month you can send it back and buy and pick 5 new pieces. That itself is just helping the environment as a whole, because instead of just buying something for a specific event or a trend, you can wear it for the month and then send it back. Right here is the store called Reflective. It's in the Philadelphia Hills Mall. It actually just opened last summer, and it's from the people of Free People, Urban Outfitters, Anthropology. They all have the same owners, and they created this outlet store to try to keep their clothes out of landfills. Therefore, things from past seasons, things that have been through the Nuuly process, things that may have like a slight damage, all go to this big store, and it's all at very discounted prices. Therefore, they're just trying to help a little bit, and they want their consumers to be able to still wear their products. So now let's do some visualization. Just take a look at the board and look at this small business. This is the store I work at home called Water Lily. Everything from the little pink door to the way the bag is and the tissue paper is all very thought out. Working at a store like this, you are more than just a number. They care about you, they want you to succeed, they want you to continue to grow. And because of that, that's the benefits of shopping at a small store. They really want each customer to leave happy. And now if you look at Amazon, a lot of these workers are underpaid and overworked, and it can be a very stressful work environment. At Amazon, you are pretty much just a number. They have over 1.6 million workers as of 2022, and because of that, they're not caring exactly like how you're feeling that day. Although they do want you to succeed, it's so much different working at some sort of big company over a small company. Today I talked about fast fashion as a whole, how fast fashion is affecting the environment and why it's better to shop locally and in person. It might not seem like a big deal, but where you guys shop can make a difference. One person can make a difference. I encourage you all to continue to do research on fast fashion because who knows where you're buying your clothes from. And I want to leave you all with a quote from Lucy Siegel. Fast fashion is not free. Someone, somewhere is paying the price. Thank you.